Are you the type of person who dreams of a white Christmas? Where everyone in the family travels from far away just to be together, to celebrate and make memories? I used to be this kind of person. But as I've gotten older, my family has scattered more, and everyone has developed their own traditions. This year, it was time for me to start my own traditions too. And when I think carefully about the person that I actually am, I don't dream of the cold and the snow. I dream of the ocean. If you're not too particular about your destination, you can get some excellent last-minute cruise deals. So right after Thanksgiving, I jumped on an offer for a 10-day holiday voyage on the Carnival Venezia. This is only my second cruise, and my very first experience with Carnival. Although I'm a solo traveler who went at peak season for family trips, the whole experience was still very wonderful for me. The Venezia atmosphere was constantly buzzing with excitement and holiday cheer. The ship was beautifully decorated with twinkling lights, Christmas trees, and festive ornaments. It was the perfect home away from home for the holidays. Before we get into the festivities, let's take a peek at the cozy interior cabin. The Carnival Venezia provided some very comfortable accommodations. The interior cabin was larger than what I experienced on my previous cruise, and the bed was very comfortable. Prior to embarkation, I had looked up a couple reviews on this ship, and one of the biggest complaints was about the firmness of the mattress. But mine was just right. I do like a little bit firmer of a mattress, but I was incredibly comfortable for the full 10 days of this trip. Interior cabins don't offer any scenic views, but what they do offer is absolute darkness, which is wonderful for me. I prefer to sleep in a blacked out room. The other amenities were simple, but they were nice. A small fridge that kept my drinks icy cold. A TV that I didn't really use all that much, because there were just so many other things to do. A vanity area with a small stool. There's a fairly spacious closet, although my 28-inch suitcase definitely didn't fit inside. I've also decided to downgrade to a smaller piece of luggage for future adventures. The bathroom was also nicely decorated and more spacious than I had anticipated. My room steward, Eddie, was incredibly warm and friendly. Almost every day, I would go out and find something to do. And when I would return, a different towel creature waited for me. I know that all cruise lines do this, but seeing Eddie's creations really added to the holiday spirit in a way that I didn't expect. Carnival is known for going all out on entertainment, and the holidays are no exception. From festive Broadway-style shows to live music with a holiday twist to several different comedians, there was never a dull moment on board. I went to almost all of the comedy shows, and I laughed so hard some nights that I almost stopped breathing. I didn't really get a chance to visit the arcade, because the amount of kids in the Venezia was significantly higher than my previous cruise. But I did spend more time in the casino, and I tried to see how difficult it would be to rack up enough loyalty points for a free cruise. I put about $200 of my own money into the slots throughout my trip, but I did end up getting an offer for a basically free interior cabin. So I booked a cruise for later in the fall on another Carnival ship, which I'm excited to experience. All in all, I would say that it was worth it for me. Christmas Eve and Christmas Day had some special events of their own. I didn't go to the church service because I'm not religious, but I did attend the afternoon Christmas show. The cruise director, Mark Q, shared a bit about his own family traditions, and then put on a show with the Grinch. Then, all of the performers sang Christmas carols and were even joined by the children who were on board the ship. There was even a special tea time on Christmas Day. The food on the Venezia is actually interesting. On my previous cruise, through Royal Caribbean, I ate most of the meals in the main dining room or the specialty restaurants. I was impressed constantly by the food, even when I went to the buffet. Because the Venezia voyage spanned twice as many days as my previous cruise, I did eat more meals at the Lido marketplace, because it's quick. The food on this ship was hit or miss. The specialty restaurants were all fantastic, but the Lido buffet was kind of a disappointment. The food was often the same as what was being served in the main dining room, except it was left in heating trays, like forever. I didn't document all of the food that I ate because some of it didn't look very good or didn't taste very good, but I did manage to capture the highlights. I was always able to find something to eat, but the quality was a far cry from what I had experienced sailing with Royal Caribbean. The best meals I had during this voyage were from the Seafood Shack and the Fahrenheit 555 Steakhouse. Both of these restaurants have an additional charge. The main dining room always had fresher offers than the Lido buffet, but I wasn't really impressed with either of these options. I've also learned that food is a high priority for me, and it's going to play more of a factor in the cruises that I book in the future. When going on vacation like this, I think there is an expectation that the experiences that you have, from entertainment to cuisine, are going to be a little bit more elevated than what you have in your normal everyday life. And the all-inclusive options on Carnival really struck me as like cafeteria food. There were some meals that were fantastic in the MDR, but for the most part, it was all really underwhelming. I'll definitely cruise on Carnival again. I'm excited for this free cruise in the fall, but when I'm paying for something, or when I'm paying for, I think, a longer experience like this 10-day cruise, I'm definitely going to be looking more into the cuisine options. On this voyage, we had 4 different ports of call, and they were all lovely. The ship docked at Nassau, Princess Key, Grand Turk, and Amber Cove. I didn't book any excursions at any of these ports. Instead, I opted to do my own thing, which usually involved a lot of taking pictures. Nassau and Princess Key were lovely. However, the weather was a bit overcast and rainy on the days that we came in, so I stuck close to the port and just wandered and took some pictures. Grand Turk was also beautiful and the weather was a bit better. I got a lot of pictures, but I didn't really go shopping or do anything too exciting. I just took in the scenery. Amber Cove in the Dominican Republic was by far my favorite port. The island is full of lush greenery. The architecture is beautiful. There are even lovely windmills on the opposite side of the port. There was a lot to see, and I even did a little bit of shopping. It is a beautiful area, and there's a lot to see and do. I can't wait to visit again on a future cruise. I'll definitely book some excursions next time. The Carnival Venezia has such an abundance of entertainment and activities, but the deeper joy I found came from engaging in moments of quiet reflection in the middle of the ocean, surrounded by beauty and calm on all sides. Before my father passed away, he was an avid traveler who loved new experiences. One of his last adventures was to the Dominican Republic. I remember he said it was one of the most beautiful countries he'd ever had the pleasure to visit. The Carnival Venezia brought me to a place that my father loved and allowed me to feel a connection to him that I thought had been lost forever. I want to experience this connection again and again. I've learned a lot about myself. I've come to love solo travel. I have a few cruises planned for 2024, and I'll be going with some friends on the next 2 voyages. I'm excited to share these experiences. I'm excited to hear what my friends think about this kind of travel. But I've genuinely come to enjoy the company that I keep, both with myself and also the whirlwind acquaintances that I meet when traveling. I've come home from these journeys with a reminder that we don't need to know somebody deeply to forge profound connections. Sometimes, all you need is to share a sidelong glance with a random stranger in an airport when you both experience the absurdity that comes with being human. No matter how many adventures I plan, no matter how many people travel with me, I think this is the start of a new Christmas tradition for me. Everyone else may go home for the holidays, but I plan to carry on in the spirit of my father. Happy New Year, everyone. I wish you all a healthy and happy year, chock full of new experiences. Here's to learning to love ourselves better.